Patrick J. Kennedy once said, "No one is immune from addiction. It afflicts people of all ages, races, classes, and professions." This appears to be the case for methamphetamine users. Both scientific data and anecdotal evidence show that meth damages its users, robbing them materially, physically, and emotionally. As a mother, teacher, and citizen, I feel it's important to educate individuals about the meth epidemic. Today, I will define meth, discuss its ascendance, and explain the effects and/or implications with its usage. In doing so, we will better understand how this powerful drug has taken our country by storm. Each drug comes in different forms, affecting users in distinct ways. Meth is no different. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, methamphetamine can be defined as, quote, "a powerful, highly addictive stimulant that affects the central nervous system," end quote. While methamphetamine goes by other names like meth, chalk, ice, and crystal, it's known for its white, odorless, bitter-tasting crystalline powder. Because meth affects the central nervous system, which consists of our brain and spinal cord, its impact is significant. It has proven much more powerful than its parent drug, amphetamine, due to its pervasive absorption rate as well as its potency. As the Institute explains, users of methamphetamine report, quote, "increased activity and talkativeness, decreased appetite, and pleasurable senses of well-being or euphoria," end quote. It's easy to see then how such a drug is often abused. Since its creation in the early 20th century, methamphetamine has been used in the medical field to treat a variety of ailments. For example, methamphetamines could be found in nasal decongestants and bronchial inhalers, as well as ADHD and weight loss medications. However, when prescribed for such conditions, the repercussions were negligible. While meth can be smoked, inhaled, snorted, injected, or orally ingested, smoking seems to be the most popular form due to the rush or flash one feels upon consumption. Such forms of methamphetamine are often produced in super labs in the United States or in Mexico, but also can be produced in homes using pseudoephedrine, combined with other ingredients like paint thinner, acetone, and battery acid. Due to its impact on the central nervous system, as well as the fact that it can be easy to create, one can see how individuals become easily addicted to meth. The history of meth in the United States is a relatively short one, that is, compared to its elder contenders like cocaine and heroin. However, its impact has been far-reaching and devastating. Meth use has ebbed and flowed since its discovery in 1919. However, its use exploded across our country in the 1990s. This explosion was the result of smart cooks who found hope in the pharmaceutical industry. This explosion happened because the U.S. pharmaceutical industry continued to produce cold medication containing ephedrine or pseudoephedrine, which cooks then had a reliable source to. Additionally, Mexican cartels found new ways to purchase ephedrine powder in bulk. Compared to other drugs, make sure that's one. Compared to other drugs, meth became an easy and much more affordable way to get one's fix. According to the National Institute for Drug Abuse, around 1.2 million people used meth in 2002. Traditionally, users have been white, male, blue-collar workers in rural areas of the western and midwestern United States. However, demographics have diversified as meth use has spread eastward in the United States. If you take a look at your visual aid, you can see how meth has changed over a 3-year period. It's moved mostly from the western side, and now it's progressed to the eastern side. So you can see that it's taken the country over. It is clear that meth use has affected alarming proportions of our nation at an increasing rate. Perhaps of greatest concern is the manner by which meth users affects a user's life. Short-term effects of meth seem to be the reason why so many users use again. For example, dopamine, the neurotransmitter responsible for motivation, pleasure, and motor function, releases at high levels during meth use. Additionally, users experience rapid heart rate, increased wakefulness, and decreased appetite. Long-term effects are the result of physiological changes that occur from repeated meth use. Long-term meth users can experience psychosis, memory loss, aggressive behavior, dental problems, and changes in brain structure. However, as meth increases one's dopamine levels, meth depletes the brain's stores of dopamine and actually destroys the wiring of dopamine receptors, which means that without the drug, users become no longer able to experience pleasure. The result? Meth users return time and time again to the drug in hopes of experiencing some sense of joy, pleasure, or euphoria. Simply put, it fries your brain. As one can see, meth, despite its initial intrigue, damages lives. Today we have defined meth, discussed its ascendance, and explained the implications associated with its usage. As I mentioned at the start, meth forever affects its users, robbing them of a healthy life. My hope is that with this information, we can better understand meth use and its harmful consequences.